Hey everybody, Eagle Run 23 here. We have a box of goodies from a company called Tennessee Arms. Before we get into the video, make sure you head over to eaglerun23.com. You can grab yourself one of our stickers showing that you love the 80s and maybe an 8.6 blackout sticker, a couple other options over there. Before you leave though, make sure you subscribe to our email list. You can do that on Linktree or on the website. Just punch in your email address, it'll send you a confirmation code, confirm it, and then you'll be entered. All of my giveaways in the future will be done via the email list. Okay, let's check these things out. We have a couple of different options that they sent us. Now, this one is actually a serialized lower, and this is from a company called Tennessee Arms. So how I found out about these guys, one of my awesome subscribers, his name is Lloyd. He emailed me and said, hey, I see that you do a lot of 80% stuff. Have you tried this company called Tennessee Arms? And I said, no, I've never heard of them. So I emailed in, I hooked up with their customer service team and asked some questions and got myself some lowers headed to us. So I went and picked, since these are serialized, they came into the FFL, went by and picked those up last week. And I've just been kind of looking at them and kind of scheming as far as what I want to do with them. But they have some really interesting features that I wanted to show you guys, and I think you're going to be interested. We have two AR-15 sized ones. And then I also got two 308 sized ones. This one is an 80%er polymer lower, and this one is an already finished serialized lower. All right, so let's start out with the differences between these. If you go to their website, and I'm working with them to try to get you guys a promo code. As of the filming of this, I do not have that set yet, but hopefully it will be coming here very soon, and it will be pinned in the comments and probably in the description down below as well. Obviously here on the left, this is our finished receiver that's serialized, and over here on the right is our 80%. But there's something else different about these that we need to discuss because it's super interesting to me. The one here on the left is actually carbon fiber. This is a carbon fiber lower, and I think it is stinking cool. It is unbelievably light. You can actually feel, all of these have this insert. I don't know if it's brass or bronze or what it is. It looks like a brass insert. They also have an insert down here in the grip. These are some really cool features that I like. And you can actually feel this bronze insert on this lower. That's how light this is. It actually, you can actually feel the weight right there. It's kind of cool. But this carbon fiber texture is actually really interesting. Now, it's not like a fully carboned out 100% carbon. This is actually a carbon fiber infused polymer, whereas this one here is just a straight up regular polymer lower receiver. So I'll definitely be milling these out and seeing what I can do with them, but I think I'm going to start with the carbon fiber ones first because they're so interesting and I have a project in mind for this. Now, it's hard to compare the weights between these two because obviously this has a big chunk of polymer there in the middle, but it's hard to compare the weights. But what I do have that I can compare the weights on are some other 80% that have not been finished. So over here we have one from EP Armory. I've got several of these, I've built several of these, and there are some noticeable differences between these two. Weight wise, this one feels a little bit heavier. Again, I'm sure it's that insert, but I do appreciate that insert being there, and I think it's probably worth the weight. The design and layout seems identical. I'm sure they would both work just fine for, for a project. I'm a fan of these, but I do know that the weak points are here at the top. Typically, if these are going to crack, they're going to be right here. I have not had any of mine crack, but I've also never done anything crazy with them. These are kind of just, projects for us to work on, just kind of things to play with. Again, I'm going to say I love the polymer lowers. I am not 100% convinced that I would take a polymer lower as my, shtf go to war gun, but they seem serviceable. They're very inexpensive, and they're kind of fun, honestly, to build them out. If you have one that breaks, just get another one for, 20, 30, 40 bucks is what these typically run. Sometimes you can find deals on them, 15 or 20 bucks a piece. So if they break, it's really not the end of the world. You just take all your parts out and put it back together in the new one and just keep running. So there's not really a problem. If this is your one and only gun, that's where I would probably look at something that maybe has a couple of upgrades. That's just a couple of dollars more. This is the Polymer one here from Tennessee Arms. Seems like it's very well made. And I also can notice that they have some beefing up here in this weak point. So there's just not a lot of material here because you have to have this pin. There's stuff going on the back end here. We've got detents. There's just a lot going on right here in a small amount of space. And so, I appreciate that they've actually added this little shelf. Can you see that little shelf? There's a little shelf just to get some more material there. I think it's a great idea. They've got it on both sides, and it definitely differs from the EP. I also have one here that is a cast. I've got a couple of these as well. I don't really know what I'm going to do with them. They're raw, so they would need to be Cerakoted or maybe run like this. But these are just kind of hanging out in case we need them someday. But having the metal in through here is nice because this is no longer going to be your weak point. Obviously, this one is very heavy, comparatively speaking. But again, metal, so some upgrades there. If you were to do an 80% as your shtf gun, I would maybe look at a metal one, or maybe look at one like what Tennessee Arms has here with some upgrades. So I like the upgrades that they've done. The extra space, the insert here and the insert down here, those are pretty cool. Those features are shared on the carbon fiber. You are adding some strength and you're losing some weight. So this is a win-win, and it's much lighter, but it's still polymer. You're adding some strength. So I like this. I like this design. I really like what Tennessee Arms is doing with these. Let's take a look over at the 308s and see if there's any differences here as well. Most of the 308s kind of have this shelf anyway. So the upper receiver has something to land on. So because the upper receiver on a 308 is quite a bit wider than an AR-15. And if you'll remember, AR-10s and 308s, they both take the same trigger control group. So you can see there's quite a bit of space there. So you can see there's quite a bit of added material on the top for that upper receiver to rest on. So I'm super interested to build these out. Actually, I can't wait. I've got the parts kits. I just kind of need to go a couple of different directions, which you will see here over the next couple of videos. There's also going to be a big giveaway happening on the channel. This is actually the first time I'm mentioning it to you, but if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or if you've been reading the community posts, you probably can tell that something is coming that's going to be pretty big. So getting an email list is going to be pretty cool so I can contact the winners. In addition to that, the email list is very important because your boy Eagle Run is working hard for you. I am trying to lock down some very exclusive Eagle Run 2-3 only deals on all of the things that I'm interested in. I have spoken with firearms manufacturers, parts manufacturers, companies that excel in customer service. I've said no to some companies that do not excel in customer service. We're talking about barbecue stuff. I've got some smokers and some grills. I've got firearms manufacturers, ammo manufacturers. I'm out here. I'm trying to do some cool stuff for everybody, and those things will be communicated also via the email list. I'm not doing a Patreon or any of that. I have a business that provides for me well. So you guys watching and commenting helps us pay for this stuff. And so really the intention is so that I can contact you and so that I can send out some specific things about firearms. YouTube does not let me link firearms companies. So if you want to find out more about Tennessee Arms, some of the other manufacturers that we work with, you're going to have to hit my link tree, and then you'll scroll down and you'll see some of the deals that are on there. So appreciate you guys following me. I appreciate you checking out Tennessee Arms, and leave me a comment on what you'd like to see me do. Very soon, I'll tell you, I have a plan for this one. And very soon I will be able to announce that plan. I cannot announce it yet. I guess I can go ahead and tell you what this one's going to be. If you've made it to the end of the video, you deserve this information. The carbon fiber 308 lower will be the lower receiver for our 8-inch subsonic 8.6 blackout. That's right, the carbon fiber will have an 8.6. This is going to be a lightweight little hunting gun. We're going to test this and see how it stands up. It's going to be in and out of a truck, in and out of a blind, up on a tripod, all sorts of stuff. We're gonna use this guy pretty heavy. It'll be in a lot of videos, and I'll be able to show you and see, show you what it does, and we'll test it and see how it does. All right, that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.